by Cassidy Curd, who gets the start again today, and we are underway. Let's take a look at the batting lineup for the Clemson Tigers, who are hitting just over 300 on the season. Alex Brown will bat after Mackenzie Clark had a big day yesterday.
Yeah, that 3-for-4 performance, so important as she sits behind Clark in the lineup.
Mackenzie Clark has been such a spark plug for this Clemson Tiger team, both at the plate and also as really a fun center fielder to watch. She covers a lot of ground and gets some style points for her finishes out there. And we saw her in pregame. She has a lot of fun out there and loosens her teammates up.
I think she's one of those glue pieces to the lineup to keep everybody loose and focused on the job at hand. And everybody thinks about Millie Thompson as the character, but when you look at the way Mackenzie Clark was just having so much fun before the game, interacting with her teammates. She slammed a Red Bull, I think, at one point. I mean, she's got some energy, and she loves to lead off the game with a big hit.
And Cassidy Curd, the first freshman to throw a no-hitter in the ACC championship, did that last year, and she was almost perfect. Didn't walk anybody. 8 strikeouts, just hit 2 batters. That was it.
Yeah, and because of those hit batters, missed out on the perfect game. She held Clemson. No hits. They could not figure her out, and it's because she's effectively wild. Sometimes the catcher doesn't even know where the ball's going to go.
1-2 misses, and she's got a really good catcher back there in Kelly Torres. Here's your scout on Cassidy.
Well, with Cassidy Curd in the circle, she does touch 70 miles an hour, so there's a lot of velo coming out of the circle. Loves to throw that curveball to both sides, but like we mentioned, has a lot of movement, and sometimes it's unpredictable.
And now the 2-2. Sails high to Clark. Clark gets on base 47% of the time. More very good numbers. And she faces a full count. Mackenzie Clark works the walk after falling behind.
And just showing great plate discipline. She's one of those players that loves to hit the ball deep to start a game off. We've seen her lead off with home runs multiple times this season, but they're a very disciplined approach. Gets her 25th walk of the year.
Now Alex Brown, second year at Clemson after playing a couple of years at North Carolina. 3 hits, 3 runs driven in yesterday in the win over Virginia.
That's a pretty low pitch that gets called a strike there. So Alex Brown needing to pay attention to where that pitch is called. And the dugout needs to pay attention as well, knowing that if that one's going to get called, it's a game changer all game long.
Alex Leap calling balls and strikes. Alex Brown, second team All ACC for the 2nd straight season. Lifted in the air. Burgess, who made a couple of ridiculously good, pretty good second baseman.
Yeah, I was expecting to see Davidson in left field like we normally see her, but with the catches that Burgess was able to put on the ball yesterday, they're expecting Clemson to drive the ball to the outfield, and Burgess going to be one of those insurance pieces out there in the outfield.
Vega, the defensive player of the year for the ACC this season. Got the big home run yesterday as Maddie Moore steps in. She was hitless yesterday. Moore had a good series, even though they were swept by Duke at home this year during senior weekend. Went 5 for 10. Mackenzie Clark, who led off with the walkover at first. John Rittman has been in charge, just like his counterpart Marissa Young. Both of them were hired a couple of years before these programs took the field. And see, they were swept by Duke, did win 6 ACC series, and Rittman, certainly one of the legends of the game. He was a great coach at Stanford and has done a terrific job building this program from the ground up. Off speed, sails high. And that series sweep has a little asterisk because Valerie Cagle did not play at all in that series. She had suffered a concussion a few days before, and Cagle now is on deck and will be the starting pitcher in what was a late change in the lineup. Blasted, far, and way gone. Maddie Moore with a majestic home run gets Clemson on the board first.
You got a little player that will call their shot. Before this game, she made the comment to their sports information director that she had unfinished business today. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in her appearances at the plate yesterday. She said, don't worry, I'm hitting a home run today. And she capitalizes on a pitch that's left big. That's the farthest hit home run we have seen in the tournament. An absolute mash.
Mackenzie Clark with her typical understated reaction comes around, but you're right, Maddie Moore said, I'm gonna hit one today, and boy did she ever.
That was a no-doubter.
And now here's Valerie Cagle facing Duke for the first time this season. She was the ACC Player of the Year for the 2nd time in her career last season. Her numbers are down this year, both as a pitcher and as a hitter, but she's still hitting 368.
Yeah, it's crazy when you say a hitter is down hitting 368. Typically, that's a number that players are aspiring to, but the way that Valerie Cagle was able to put up numbers last year, she hit 469 on the season with 19 home runs. Those numbers significantly down, but she is chasing 70 career home runs, right now sitting 4 away.
She also won 25 games as a pitcher last year to bring home some National Player of the Year recognition. Hit on the ground to Anna Gold. Out number 2. We will see her soon in the circle.
Going fielder number 5, Lindsay Garcia.
Now Lindsay Garcia, number 5 hitter this afternoon, playing her first and last season for Clemson, grad transfer from Auburn.
Pam, you and I have talked about how you get noticed in travel ball, which happens before college. Sometimes you get noticed because another player is being looked at by a coach. But Lindsay Garcia was picked up because she played at Clemson during regionals when she was playing for Auburn and caught Coach Rittman's eye.
Kurt ahead 0-2. Garcia in the short right field, long chase. And Tapia was unable to get there.
Well, and the thing Tapia had to do is continue to check for the fence, knowing this is a field that she should be very familiar with, but she was worried about getting too close to that fence and taking her eye off the ball, chasing that down. I think it slowed her down. She had a chance to get there, just couldn't rein it in.
So another 1-2 on the way. That one is into the people. A lot of folks taking advantage of the grassy areas in this stadium. Garcia hits it solidly, but Baker throws her out. So a couple of ground balls, but a fly ball to win a... Overall missed 11 games, concussion protocol. It kept her out of all 3 when they were swept at home during senior weekend by Duke. Here's her scout.
Yeah, high velo pitcher. She's up at 70 plus with her pitches and throws her drop almost 50% of the time. She's improved her off speed and a changeup. Ton of spin on those pitches. Those speed changes make it so difficult to make adjustments as a hitter, knowing you've got to be ready for 70 plus.
And you've got to be ready for Claire Davidson, who was this year's ACC Player of the Year, unanimous selection. Burgess makes the running catch to retire Davidson.
The second baseman,
Check that aerial Oda, my mistake. Oda was able to chase it down in foul territory. There is the starting lineup. Davidson, the unanimous Player of the Year in the conference.
She's put up big numbers all season long. I've just loved the way that she has competed, knowing that she didn't have to pitch this season, put extra emphasis on her offense, and it has shown in her numbers.
Got the double that was followed by the home run by Vega to beat BC, but Mackenzie Clark covers a lot of territory, catching Valerie Cagle. And now Kelly Torres, who had been the leadoff hitter, dropped to third, and that was a bad throw by Moore, the home run hitter, who allowed Torres to take an extra base and get on in the first place.
And this is a pretty routine ground ball to the shortstop, and Maddie Moore's throw doesn't make it. It's a long hop. Those double shuffles need to be taking her in the direction of the throw rather than continuing to travel towards right field. And with the ball leaking into that dead ball area in foul territory, it automatically puts Torres on second.
So the error to Moore gives Duke a 2 where she started leading off for the first time this season.
Yeah, it shocked everyone. Nobody expected to see Kelly Torres at the top of the lineup, but she tore it up that series and has stayed there ever since. This is actually the first game she has not been in the leadoff spot since that series against Clemson. So an extra chance now for Burgess. Bouncing ball, fielded and thrown over in time by Brown. It's a 6-pitch. His daughter, as well he should, very proud. But Kurt gave up a 2-run home run to Maddie Moore in the first inning, and that's a tough play, right, for Jada Baker. It is a tough play, but as 3 defenders converge upon the ball, you love the way that the shortstop, Jada Baker, takes control of the situation, knowing that a shortstop has priority over the infield. She calls off third baseman on a goal and reins that one in. It's a difficult play to make with so much ground to cover.
So Julia Noller has been retired. And the Clemson fans start yelling out Logaleo for Leah Logaleo, their third baseman. Had a tough day yesterday. Also trying to get some redemption today. She was 0 for 5, and in the first inning came up and left the bases loaded. But there was certainly a silver lining. She would take the win any day over Virginia.
It's hard in the game of softball because you have to deal with so much failure, and that's why failure recovery is such an important piece of the game. Not letting one at-bat trickle into the next, not letting your offensive performance affect, or your lack of offensive performance affect your defense when you get in the field. And that's one of the things that Coach John Rittman was so proud of, was that her defense was strong even though she struggled at the plate.
Logaleo among the, was it 10 seniors that they had that they honored on senior day when they played Duke at home. So there's a lot of big shoes to fill next year, including Cagle and Millie Thompson, their 2 top pitchers.
Now you're going to see almost an entire new face of the program next year as those OGs leave. And there's 2 original gangsters to this crew. It's Oda and Hyatt. Those are the 6-year players that are graduating. But Logaleo, one of those seniors that going to be departing at the end of this one.
First team all conference. Down 0-2 to Curd, who calls time. Galeo sends that into left field, but Burgess is in JoJo Hyatt, and they were also high school teammates at Buford High in Georgia and have been playing together, I think, since they were 11 years old. So they've known each other for half their lives and have been together at Clemson. Here's Oda on deck. When, as Coach Rittman said, all we had was dirt and a dream, and they came, and very quickly they have, I mean, they won the regular season championship in their very first full season, 2021. First year was 2020, which was shut down because of COVID.
And they were off to a hot start in that 2020 season as well. So for 2021, it's almost like you held back your kindergartner and they were ready to go on their first play date because they came out just red hot.
There's Abby Vieira, the catcher. Started 2 games against Duke in the regular season, went hitless. JoJo Hyatt got the start in the other game.
When you talk about Abby Vieira at the plate, she has been such an important cog in the wheel for Clemson, as well as she's managed the pitching staff for Clemson. There have been some very important games that have been played, and Vieira's been so solid behind the dish, but goes down swinging for the 3rd strike. And
getting those shots for us, and the Lemurs have a matriarchal hierarchy. Go Lemurs. It's really a cool place that is near here and open to the public.
Yeah, just got to go. Pam, we're going to go tomorrow.
We're Lemering up. Duke down 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 2nd on a goal, sends it into left. But boy, man, we talk about these outfielders, Jenny, and they're covering ground. It's Oda again.
Well, and for shutdown pitchers, you can sometimes get a little bit sleepy playing defense. But right now, the hitters are alive and ready to break because the outfield's getting a ton of action, especially that left field side.
Now Giselle Tapia comes up for the first time. Tapia playing first base. She was 0 for 9 in the 3 games when they swept Clemson. One of the few Duke hitters who did not get on base much. Very impressive sweep for them. Duke, the regular season champs in the ACC for the first time. And there is their architect and founder, Marissa Young, who was such a tremendous player at the University of Michigan.
She was pitcher and player of the year in the Big Ten during her tenure at Michigan. Was a longtime assistant coach at North Carolina before coming over and starting the program here at Duke.
And you see that they have been really good. That's a walk to Tapia with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. And Duke not only hits the ball well, but they have a team ERA of 1.50. And we've seen this, and every softball fan has seen that. I mean, pitching is, like, good pitching seems to be a luxury right now.
It is. That every pitcher seems to have been touched up. And while Jayla Wright threw a gem yesterday, she actually led the nation in ERA at the beginning of this season.
Wright was the unanimous pitcher of the year in the ACC, and she shut out Boston College yesterday in what was a fantastic matchup with Abby Dunning for Boston College, who threw every pitch not only in that game, but also in their win against Syracuse the day before.
Tons of pitches coming out of Dunning for Boston College. I'm excited to see the way that she comes back for her senior campaign next year.
Stopped by Vieira behind the plate to corral the Cagle pitch. Jada Baker, a redshirt sophomore, had a hit yesterday in that win against BC. On the ground for Moore, goes the short way for the 2nd out.
And people may not know that Maddie Moore over there at shortstop has not been an everyday shortstop in this Clemson program. She's played 3rd, she's played 2nd, and this year being asked to play over there at shortstop, able to compose herself to give a nice little dish for the fielder's choice.
And here is a name that we haven't said all year covering the ACC. Lynn Lee is getting the start today, hitting in the number 8 spot as a DP. Only her 7th game of the season and her 7th right now official at bat.
A unique switch in the lineup for Duke. I did not expect this, but maybe that's what Marissa Young is thinking. Go with a hitter that may not have a huge scouting report on her.
On the season, she is just 1 for 6. That was and she got an RBI, so the one hit was a single. She's a freshman from California. And she gets to face Valerie Cagle. Well, we saw some of the orthodox moves yesterday that paid off in a couple of games.
And Grace Connolly on a pinch hit comes in and gets the huge home run. Big dive. But they're going to say she left early over there at first base, and because of that, it ends the inning. Got to be careful with that steal where timing is everything, so it doesn't even have to be thrown out at second base. You can't leave first base until the pitch leaves the pitcher's hand. She leaves well before, and that will
So
start the lawnmower.
It's a strikeout to end the inning,
Yeah,
so Lynn
officially.
Lee struck out.
Yep, so we will.
That's the way it goes.
Sorry,
Those of
Pam.
you scoring at home.
Yep. Put her down as a strikeout. It was a late call, but she did leave early too. So
All with style. So we had lots going on, but it was officially a strikeout. Ariel Oda leading things off here in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch goes after it. Deanna Jennings playing shallow, grabs it. Well, Deanna Jennings, really good center fielder out there.
Number 7, Mackenzie Clark.
As just a 500 club in the ACC. And now Mackenzie Clark, who reached on a walk and scored on Maddie Moore's home run.
we talked to Coach Rittman about Mackenzie Clark before their series against Duke in the regular season, and he said that she's just handling her failures better, and because of that, she's seen an increase in her batting average.
And no matter how good you are, you're still going to fail more often than not. And it is. And you were a veteran, great player in your day. And I would imagine, knowing you now, that failure probably is not your favorite thing.
Nope. And I struggled to put it aside. What did Ted Lasso say? Be a goldfish? I was a trout.
1-1 to Clark, who has been a starter since she was a freshman. Second in Clemson history in home runs. I know who number 1 is.
Who is it?
That would be number 72 in your program. Valerie Cagle, who is a starting pitcher today and also in the hitting lineup. This kid gonna keep it.
You got to put it in your pocket quickly, because I think they come and grab them pretty fast.
I think she's going to return it on her own. Nope, in her bag. Good job.
Put it in the pom-pom. No one will know.
2-2 to Clark.
Well, Mackenzie Clark's one of those players that's so aggressive. We've seen her aggressive on the bases, but she also swings aggressively at the plate. But one of the things that she's shored up this year is being more disciplined on the strike zone and not swinging crazy out of the zone this year.
Chokes up on the bat just a little bit. Cassidy Curd. Pye says she walked. The Duke players are flabbergasted, and it is a walk.
And that is a very good pitch. That is a pitcher's pitch. Obviously, a hitter doesn't want to have to hit something down and away. But I think Curd paints the corner, keeps it at the knees. That looked like a very good pitch. I can understand why the Duke crowd not happy with that call.
Wow, that looked, as you said, Jen, that was picture perfect. But Alex Lee said it was a walk. That's the second walk for Clark. Now Alex Brown flew out her first time up. That one headed towards the track where it's caught by Davidson. Clark tagged up just to draw the throw. But a good job by Davidson out there for the second out of the inning.
I mean, when you talk about being able to steal bases, it's Clark who has set the Clemson career record, 46 on the year. And before the game, she's chugging some energy drinks.
Like she needs it.
I think she is ready to steal a base. It's almost like she's...
That's corralled nicely by Torres. Before that, Curd had thrown first pitch strikes to 8 of the 11 batters she had faced.
You talk about a player that's able to just square up a ball. That ball was down. I think the intent was to get it in on the hands of Moore, but it stays over the wide of the plate. That ball might still be rolling. Look at the way that she touches home plate.
Called her shot and got it in her very first at bat.
Coach Rittman talks about Maddie Moore and how hard she has worked through the years to be able to get to this place in her career in her junior season. Her first freshman season hit 190, last year 264, coming into today hitting 355, and that huge home run in her first at bat.
And counting that home run that we just saw, Maddie Moore is now 6 for 11 against Duke pitchers this year. And look who's here. Two-time defending champion Florida State Seminoles. Get ready to take on Georgia Tech in our second semi. Lifted into the air. That's a top play, Claire Davidson. How about that?
To the defense, the offense, and the coaching, this crew has put together a full array of just highlight plays.
You see Davidson hit after Deanna Jennings. Jennings, right, oh boy, did it hit Cagle? Went right into the circle, and Jennings got on.
When Jennings has had so many issues with being out of the box as a slapper, so elects to swing away, and as she swings away, drives it right back at Cagle, who flinches, doesn't keep it in her mitt. Nobody comes out to check on her. She says she's fine. She'll go right at the top of the lineup now as she faces one of the most dangerous bats in Claire Davidson.
That's the first hit for Duke. Davidson sends it a long way, and Oda. Ariel Oda's turn to flash some leather.
She says, Claire Davidson, you got a big hit last time, or a big catch in the last inning. Let me show you how I can go for it. Heads up base running by Deanna Jennings over at first base, is able to tag up and advance and put herself in scoring position on that foul ball catch out there in left.
Wow, so Davidson made a great play and then had one on her. That's a terrific running catch for Oda. And then, as you mentioned, the tag by Jennings gets her down to second now for Vega. Cagle this time knocks it down, able to get the out, but Jennings now is at third base.
Now that does almost the same thing as a sacrifice bunt. Cagle able to keep her composure on that comebacker. Doesn't get phased because of the earlier ball right back to her. Knocks it down, throws it over. Now Duke, 60 feet away and putting a run on the board. But Pam, this has been a very low offense game. Obviously, you've got two great pitchers in the circle, but so far, both teams just with one hit apiece.
And Duke yesterday really struggled getting runners home as they beat Boston College, but they had to go to 10 innings in order to do it. Kelly Torres First pitch swing is foul. Torres batting third today after being the leadoff hitter since they played at Clemson in the regular season in a 3-game series.
And Pam, every time Torres steps into the box against a pitcher throwing with great velocity, she widens out those legs, opens up the front foot to allow her a quick path to contact. Knowing that Cagle throws 70 plus from the circle, she will open up that stance, open up that front toe to allow the hips to get through and just have hands launch the ball.
Good job by Vieira to keep the ball in front of her. Again, Jennings with good speed over there at third.
We've seen some great plays by the catchers here in the ACC. Great walls back there behind the dish, giving confidence to their circle, knowing they can throw that ball in the dirt and it's okay.
Full count. Gloved by Logaleo. High throw, but handled by Noller. Duke gets a ACC championship. Don't call it a tournament. Champions.
Correct.
It's basketball. It's a tournament. Everything else is a championship. And here's Valerie Cagle, who's the starting pitcher this afternoon.
72, Valerie Cagle.
And more Jenny Dalton-Hill joining you. We have the All-ACC folks here all weekend. Big weekend, championship weekend, all across the U.S. There they are. Taylor, Britt, and Alex Powers. A couple of Seminoles. We'll see them later. Cagle on the nose, and Davidson didn't seem to get a good read on that, but the throw called safe as Cagle took an extra base.
And I think what goes into that play out there and right is the fact that Davidson does not typically play right field. She is typically playing over on the left side of the outfield, and with that ball stung right at her, ball gets over the head of her so quick and into the wall.
Kennedy Ariel running for Cagle with Lindsey Garcia coming up for the second time. She grounded out her first time up. Jada Baker holds the runner at second and throws out Garcia for the first out of fourth.
And that shuffle is such an important part of that play. The shuffle gives her a chance to keep her momentum moving through the throw, but also allow her eyes to check the runner and keep her right there close to second base. Veteran move by the shortstop.
Julia Noller, freshman first baseman, moved down in the lineup, had been hitting cleanup for much of the season, but she is now against Duke 0 for 10, including their 3-game regular season series. Popped out her first time up. Cassidy Curd working quickly. They have a action clock. That's what they call it?
Yep. Can't call it
Not
a pitch clock. No, because it affects both the pitcher and the batter, so it's an action clock. Both of them held responsible to that, held accountable to that 20-second clock.
And you see it there in your screen on the left side. Got away momentarily from Torres, and they are going to get Ariel. Tried it on Kelly Torres, and it didn't work.
When it comes to this ball in the dirt, Torres blocks it up, able to just keep it in front. That is a great throw down there to third.
Noller fists one up in the air. It's grabbed by Vega, and before it was even, so congrats, well deserved on that award. What do you see from Curd right now? Just that one mistake to more, it seems?
Yeah, it is, and she's learning from it, you know, continuing to move the ball around the zone and get these Clemson hitters to expand a little bit.
I mean, I've always loved Kelly Torres, but that play right there was fire. What are you liking out of your senior?
She's been really working hard. Obviously, it started yesterday with the blocks behind the plate for Jayla Wright, and then that's a game-changing play for us. Hopefully, we can build off that momentum.
Okay, Coach Young, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That is your Coach of the Year in the ACC. And yeah, Kelly Torres, we've been watching her entire career, and you've talked about good catchers are such a premium and a vital part, and she's one of the best. She's got a great personality. Coach Young talks about how she's kind of peppy out there, just kind of keeps everybody going. But then you make a play like that to throw out the runner. It's amazing.
Well, and what Coach said is true. It is a game changer. You keep the threat off of third base, and then get a nice little pop-up in the very next pitch. I mean, that is a momentum shift, and hopefully Duke's going to be able to capitalize on that because of that Kelly Torres play.
Just the Maddie Moore 2-run home run. All the offense that we have as Valerie Cagle faces Burgess for the second time. Burgess grounded out her first time up. She was on the all-freshman team, and her average has been climbing as of late. It was down at 272 at one point, and she raised it 70 points. Good time to get hot at the end of the season. And you talk about game-saving plays. Burgess made a couple of them yesterday.
She had 2 out in left field, a diving catch and the ball deep. I mean, she has been, you've seen so many important plays, and that's what it takes down the stretch to be able to play solid defense behind your pitcher. Right now, they just need to find their bats.
Moore throws low, not handled by Noller, and Burgess takes advantage.
And the defense for Clemson a little bit suspect right now with that shortstop position. Maddie Moore, pretty solid defender. Sometimes when that happens, though, it's because you don't have a fork in it. You don't have a good grip. And a throw across the dish on the run is important. Your first baseman has to be able to that. That is not a ball in the dirt. That is just a low throw. Very handleable throw.
Catchable.
There you go. That's probably a better way
Make
to say
that
it.
catch. Noller, the true freshman, over there at first. Cagle plays over there as well when she's not either DPing or pitching. But anyway, it's an error, and Burgess is on second now for Anna Gold, who is always a power threat. Numbers down a little bit this year. And yes, her grandfather Bill is here today. Coming from upstate New York.
I had a chance to talk to Bill before the game.
I was thrilled to see you.
My favorite part was he remembered my name. I said, hey, Bill. He said, hey, Jenny, how are you? Is Pam here too? I said, you betcha, sir.
No one has hit more home runs in Duke history than this player here. Anna Gold, but Cagle blows one by her.
And that's this pitch with special sauce. It takes a little velo off of it, and because of that, that tight spin fools the eye. You think it's coming in 70 plus, and because she takes a little bit of that velocity off the pitch, she's way ahead, back through the zone before the ball even approaches.
Now Giselle Tapia walked her first time up. The Duke team that is averaging 7 runs per game only got 2 runs in 10 innings yesterday to survive against BC, and being shut out so far here by Cagle. And they just have 1 hit, and it was an infield hit right back at Cagle. Cagle throws over, and safe as Burgess gets over. Now there are 2 away.
There's nothing. I mean, Cagle could have turned around and looked Burgess back, but then she would have run the risk of moving her feet around and not giving a great throw over to first base.
and possibly not getting Tapia. So she got the shore out. That sends Oda back over her head. Jada Baker with the 2-out double. Gets Duke on the board.
And I think that's the piece that Duke was missing yesterday. They left a ton of runners on, did not get the key hit. And with this ball to the wall, Jada Baker's 4th double of the year. Finally a hit with a runner in scoring position for Duke.
The 2-out base.
Kicks in for Duke, number 13, Francesca Freeling.
So here's Freelich, senior out of Lexington, Massachusetts. 0 for 2 yesterday against BC in the quarterfinal.
And your job as a pinch hitter is to make sure that you have paid attention the entire game to know where the strike zone's being called and be able to get your timing as you step into the box.
Sends that into the gap. Ties the game. A pitch hit single for Freelich.
I see you, Francesca Freelich, with the big hit with the runner in scoring position. We just needed to talk about it, obviously, for Duke to be able to perform. That ball left big by Cagle, goes all the way to the wall. And even with the speed in the outfield, Mackenzie Clark can't get to it in time to catch it. Huge run by...
3 hits in a row now, all with 2 outs. Jennings went after the first pitch.
Well, knowing that Cagle's in the circle, everybody expects her to be just a rock, solid in terms of performance after getting touched up a little bit. But you're seeing the ball getting left big over the plate. It's hard to defend when they're hitting it this hard.
And now it gets really interesting because here's Claire Davidson. She was fouled out twice in left field. An absolute gem by Oda the last time in foul territory to retire her. Davidson with gaudy numbers this year, hit over 500 in ACC games this season. Freelich on second, Jennings on first. Davidson hit it on the nose, but Garcia had time to go over and Millie Thompson may be going in the circle. Why did you decide to go with Cagle this afternoon?
Well, they haven't seen Cagle in almost 2 years, so it was the right choice. And Valerie's fresh, and she's got 2 heavyweights going at it today.
Yeah, no doubt. And because of that, you know you're not going to just be able to walk away with a 2-run lead. So when it comes to their response, what do you need your hitters to do at the plate?
Just keep battling. I mean, Kurd's got filthy stuff, and you got to hit pitches in the zone and take advantage of her mistakes. And I think we've done that for the most part. They play really good defense behind her, and we just got to take advantage of the mistakes that she makes, and hopefully she makes a few here.
There you go. All right, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you as always. And remember, they got no hit by Kurd last year in the ACC semifinal. And that's a really great point about Cagle. They did not see her because Cagle was unavailable in concussion protocol during the regular season, and they go with Cagle today.
Yeah, because of that, she is fresh. She has missed quite a bit of time this season, about 11 games. She was sick in the middle of the year due to illness, and then that concussion protocol held her out during that Duke series. So she is a fresh look. Duke started to figure out, though, in the 4th.
Both runs, though, unearned. A couple of errors by Maddie Moore, one in that last inning, the Clemson shortstop. So we start all over, tied up at 2 apiece in the 5th. Florida State and Georgia Tech will play in our second semifinal game here on the ACC network. There's Georgia Tech. What a game from the Yellow Jackets yesterday to take out Virginia Tech.
Well, you know that they like to hit the home run. Did not expect to see their 17th game of 3 home runs. I mean, multi-home run hitters all throughout that lineup, double-digit home run hitters. They showed up again yesterday.
And boy, the pitching combination too for them yesterday. Sophia Voiles and Michaela Caulfield only gave up 3 hits, all of them to Emma Ritter.
And Caulfield, the freshman, so dominant to come in and get that big win.
So here's Logaleo. Flew out her first time up against Cassidy Curd. Duke, the regular season champions this year for the very first time. Curd first team, all ACC. We talked about how good this pitching staff is with Jayla Wright. We bring Lily Walker in, sometimes in very tough situations. It's been an outstanding year for those pitchers. 1-2 now to Logaleo, who skies it. Curd wants it. But what happens? The third baseman on a goal says, get out of the way. That's the right play.
I love the fact that you said Curd wants it.
Yeah.
She may want it all day long, but everybody knows when a ball goes in the air, you get the pitcher out of the way and you allow your infielder to take control. Third baseman Anna Gold says, move out, and Curd does.
Yeah, gets way out of the way, so there's no collision. Good job by the veteran third baseman. Curd is at a first pitch strike on 10 of the last 11 batters. And this is low that time to Vieira to break the string. She struck out Abby the first time she faced her. In fact, that's the only strikeout that Curd has in this game. Another pop-up. Kelly Torres got rid of the mask quickly. Oh my, right up against the fence.
Torres fired up after that one. And usually when a ball goes up this close to the netting behind home plate, it will skim the fence. And I think that's what Alex Leaf, the home plate umpire, was looking to see, to make sure that the ball did not skim against that net before Torres got to it. But look at that, pushing the net out of the way to allow the glove to get behind it and get the catch.
Oh, what a great play. Retired the first 2 now. As Oda sends one foul. Oh boy, Kelly Torres, what a player she has been, a senior from Plantation, Florida. Got her first career triple last year in the ACC quarterfinals, and now it's just old habit. She had 3 of them this year.
She's like, oh, you want me to do that again? I know how to do that now.
She was so excited when she got that triple last year. And what a comfort. We've talked about the pitching staff, and typically great pitchers are going to need really good catchers, right? They help each other.
They do, but this game can just wear you down, and Kelly Torres has been a huge proponent of mental health awareness to be able to spread the news and the message that you got to be strong and you need people behind you. Beautiful play out there and left.
Amaya Burgess does it again.
He's in.
Nina Vega goes after the first pitch. Garcia has to run a ways to make the catch.
And typically you see Millie Thompson with the ball at the bottom of the zone with that drop ball and her curve, but she's also got that filthy changeup. So as Duke attacks early on that one, they haven't given you a chance to see the nasty drop and changeup combo that they use back to back, and those play off each other so well.
This is the 3rd game in which Thompson has pitched against Duke. Clemson swept in that regular season series at home. Thompson was 0-1 with 1 start with a 5.48 ERA. Duke had a terrific weekend. Clemson playing all weekend without Cagle, who was out. And here's Kelly Torres. Look at those offensive numbers, too. 376 on top of being a terrific catcher. Did not get a hit yesterday against BC. Reached on an error earlier in this game.
Well, and them switching. There's Dad, John Torres, sitting up at the top of the grandstand. A little anxious.
Must be tough to watch your kid.
Oh, it's so hard. I think the hardest part about being a parent of a collegiate athlete is you have zero control. They don't live with you anymore. You don't get that car ride home anymore to be able to, you know, spill all your information to them. But sometimes that actually frees up a player because they don't have to have the car ride home.
3-1 pitch for John's kid, and now it's full count.
Well, and I think this move to Millie Thompson in the circle actually helps Kelly Torres because she has a batting average that sits right around 100 on the rise ball. Does a much better job with the ball down in the zone, and that's where Millie Thompson typically lives.
Now a full count. Way low, and Kelly runs to first when she could have walked. Love that enthusiasm.
The left fielder, number 5, Amaya Burgess.
Now wait, Amaya Burgess.
Down the line. Oh, and I don't have to hit. I can go ahead and use short game too. Are you kidding me? This kid, so good. Clutch and key moments, we've seen it here.
Third team all conference, also on the all freshman team. And yes, has that versatility, can swing and slap away, and just is amazing in the field. Shows bunt. Again, Valerie Cagle is now playing first base, so Julia Noller goes from first to DP. Cagle goes from pitcher to first, and Thompson from the bullpen into pitch. And we see activity still now in both bullpens. I know Jayla Wright is warming up for Duke, maybe just trying to get loose because she threw a lot of pitches yesterday. 167 for Jayla as she went 10 innings.
Also, Danny Drogmuller is up and warming in the pen next to Wright. Number 15 is Lily Walker.
That advances the runner. Bird is thrown out by Brown for the second out.
Well, in the beginning of that at bat, she was trying to put down the sack bunt or the drag bunt to move the runner. So while that is not the best outcome for that, it's actually, it gets the job done that they were trying to execute in the beginning of that at bat.
Now Anna Gold struck out against Cagle in her last at bat. Here's Jayla. Jayla Wright. Her mom Felicia and dad Jay. As always, very pleasant family. There's Jayla with a very interesting pre-pitch. What will you call that? Idiosyncrasy?
Yeah, because it is not part of the pitch.
Right. And she was the pitcher of the year, Jayla, in the ACC this year. Putting up spectacular numbers.
Her family calls her Little J because dad's name, it starts with a J, so they call him Big J and Little J.
Took something off that one.
And Millie likes to pull the cord. Oh, there's Dad, Big J.
Family lives in Charlotte. A couple hours from here.
Yesterday, Duke unable to come away with a hit with 2 outs. It was that Amina Vega home run that was the walk-off. Today, doing a much better job of putting the bat on the ball with only 1 out to play with in an inning.
That was tipped, but not held on to. Millie Thompson is senior as John Rittman comes out to have a conversation with Alex Leap, and they want to get a review. Challenging to see if Torres left early at second.
That play that is reviewable, it's a rule change this year, and because of that, coaches are...
Had come off first. She is out. They changed it. So a good review by John Whitman, and that ends the inning. We are all tied.
The Tournament of Champions, and now, or the Conference of Champions, and now it will be a conference no more.
It really is too bad, and the ACC will benefit by getting Stanford and Cal playing softball next year, but it's really sad. And that's being played out at Stanford this year. Jessica Allister doing such a great job going back to her alma mater. Meanwhile, we have the ACC going on, and Mackenzie Clark into short right field, where it is gathered by Amina Vega, who was the defensive player of the year as a second baseman. That must make you happy.
It does. I love the second baseman. I played that in college too, and I know what goes into playing that position. Moving over from shortstop to the right side of the field, a lot more responsibilities over there at the 2B spot.
With just one pitch from Curd to get Mackenzie Clark, who had walked in her first 2 at-bats. Let's take a look at what Clemson has done. And this includes yesterday's quarterfinal win against Virginia. This is Alex Brown, pardon me, who had a good day yesterday.
But when you look at run production, it's all 1 through 4. The bottom of the lineup has not been able to come through with any run production, and that's what you're seeing here. The top lineup coming through with that big Maddie Moore home run.
Clemson 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 big errors that have led to Duke's 2 unearned runs. Duke just 4 hits themselves in this game. Clemson's a team 2 for 17 today, Duke 4 for 20. But not horribly surprising, a couple of good pitching staffs. Up in the air as Vega shades her eyes with her glove.
We go a little bit more quiet against Virginia Tech, but man, home runs galore again. Another multi-home run performance in that win.
And here's the home run hitter today, Maddie Moore, who did not get a hit yesterday at all against Virginia. And told some folks, I'm going to hit one today, and she did in her very first at-bat, hit a home run.
Well, in this at-bat, her timing's just a little bit off. In that at-bat, when she came to the plate in the first inning, she was right on it. Toe touch was down right on time, connected so well with a pitch left big over the plate. Curd needing to change speeds to disrupt the timing of Moore in this at-bat.
Curd got her. That's it next on the ACC network. Starting things off in the 6th. First pitch taken into center field by Anna Gold.
Well, Pam, I think that ball ricocheted off of Thompson's leg. Nobody coming out to check on her, but third baseman Longaleo coming in to make sure that Millie Thompson is okay. That was a sharply hit ball right back up the middle to start off the bottom half of the 6th.
First hit of the tournament for Gold. Now Tapia showing bunt. Clemson with their 2 runs in the first inning on the Moore home run, been shut down since. Duke with their 2 runs in the 4th inning. Tapia moves the runner over. Thrown out by Brown.
It's always a difficult play to make as a middle infielder with a runner passing in between you and the ball, but able to keep her concentration on it. Alex Brown makes a nice little dish over to first, but Duke now has a runner in scoring position. But when you get a ground ball as a middle infielder and you are disrupted, your eyesight is disrupted by that base runner. It's hard sometimes to keep control of your concentration.
Thompson starts her off at the changeup. Jada Baker had an RBI double her last time up. Clemson looking for its first win against Duke this season. Duke leading the all-time series. That's a strike. And we talked to head coach Marissa Young earlier in the season, and we asked her if she realized she had a winning record against John Rittman. She gave us a little smile and said, yes.
Yeah, that's one of those silent tallies that you keep in the back of your mind for sure.
Yeah, John Rittman, he's a legend. Throw down to make it official. But Gold headed down to third.
And with first base unoccupied, that's one of those situations where the catcher does have to throw to first base to secure the out on the third strike, swing and miss. So it accomplishes what they were trying to do earlier in that at bat and just move the runner to third.
And now Freelick comes in, had a pinch hit RBI single and stays in the game as the DP. Tied the game up in the fourth inning, and there's the lead run just 60 feet away.
When we know that Millie Thompson likes to throw the ball down in the zone, what you need to be looking for over there at third base is a ball that gets to the backstop. Try to beat that play at home if she's going to throw this ball in the dirt.
Short right field, long run, but tracked down by Garcia. Duke is one of their pitchers, or pitching by committee this year for Florida State. No true ace, which is something we are not used to seeing. Cassidy Curd gave up a 2-run home run to Maddie Moore in the first inning, and since then, wow, gotten 16 of 17, 8 in a row.
For her to be able to just settle down, stay competitive on the strike zone, shows that she's really matured in the circle.
Valerie Cagle, always a challenge. Doubled.
When with the performance that Curd was able to put together last year as a freshman, you expect it. I just look at her and I think, oh, this is a junior or senior, but now just in her sophomore campaign, she is such a good piece of the pitching puzzle for Marissa Young.
And what a matchup this is against Cagle, who sends one back. Cagle doing a good job herself in the circle today, has only given up 2 runs, both of them unearned.
That was a defensive miscues that led to those runs, and so none of them were earned, but it tied up the game, and both of them need to find a way to push another run across.
Over Torres's glove.
Well, and that goes into the effectively wild piece for Cassidy Curd. Just
Put
a bit
that in
outside.
the effectively wild file.
Did she hit the bull?
It's not far from here.
No, it's not. Durham, just down the road.
Evens count up at 2 apiece. Cagle sends it into short left field, and that's a great, nice ballpark now. Big weekend in the Triangle. Here's Lindsey Garcia. She sends that deep into left field and gone. It hit the scoreboard. Not the bull, but the scoreboard. And it gives Clemson the lead.
Talk about an impact transfer for Clemson. She comes away with a huge one there. Her first season playing for Clemson. She had 10 dingers last season. This one, her 5th long ball of the year. Right on time. Very compact and smooth swing. Gets her hips right through it. Barrel to ball contact. Perfect. Firing up Clemson. The Tigers find themselves with the lead for the first time since the 4th.
The designated player, number 12,
2 home
Julia
runs hit
Miller.
off of Cassidy Curd. Maddie Moore's 2-run shot in the first, And now Garcia is solo here in the 7th. Now Julia Noller, freshman, has popped up a couple of times against Curd. Marissa Young's team gonna send the 9 batters. There's Jayla Wright, who won the game yesterday. Spectacular 17 strikeouts. Jennings, Davidson, and Vega, the 9-1-2 hitters, due up in the bottom of the 7th, where they find themselves behind.
Well, knowing that Clemson got swept in the regular season, Marissa Young knew that she had a job cut out for her. It's really difficult to beat a team 4 times in 1 year. And that proved to be true yesterday in the matchup between Georgia Tech and Florida State. Florida State had swept Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech came away with a really big one.
Now the 1-2.
Or Virginia Tech, I apologize.
Yes,
they beat Virginia Tech, not Florida State.
It was the battle of the Techs.
That's
as
right.
Noller goes down swinging. 3rd strikeout for Curd.
Great response to be able to come back after a home run and go right at the freshman, Julian Noller.
The third baseman, number 16.
That pitch up in the zone, it looks so yummy, but that's the spin, nice and tight, right over the barrel.
Leah Logaleo takes a strike.
When you hear the chant Logaleo from the stands, but she actually has asked us to pronounce her name a little bit differently this year after a trip to Samoa. She's learned that in her heritage that should be pronounced Longaleo.
We had a great trip there during the off season, put on some clinics, and during senior day, her family came out and dressed in a traditional garb, and they had leis for everyone, so she's found that connection.
It just deepened a sense of heritage in her, and she wanted to make sure that she let them know that she was honored to be part of that.
And there are some of the photos when she went there during winter break.
And some other recognizable faces from around the country. It's not just Longaleo, but you've got Deja Mulapolo right there in the middle, played at Arizona.
Yeah, there have been some tremendous softball players of Samoan heritage. Jocelyn Alo, best home run hitter ever.
And one of your favorites, Pam. It's okay for you to say it.
Only Jenny Dalton Hill has more runs driven in the history of softball than Jocelyn Alo.
But we are watching Tiare Jennings creep ever closer to it.
1-2 to Aaliyah. Fouls another one back.
And just able to stay alive in this at-bat. Curd filling the top of the zone, but making them very competitive balls at the top of the strike zone. It's hard to attack a rise ball pitcher who has the ability to climb the ladder the way that Cassidy Curd does. What you have to do as a hitter, though, is set that limit. Don't swing if it starts here. Make sure that the barrel stays below here. Give yourself positive things to look at so that you don't allow yourself to free swing at that ball that comes in at your eyes, because that will always go down as the swing and miss, strike 3.
Ron Rittman giving her some advice. And Florida State players are starting to file out now. They have been sitting in the stands as they get ready to take on Georgia Tech in our second semi this afternoon.
There's your another favorite, Jason E. Beecham.
Oh, there's the freshman of the year in the nation. End of discussion.
In your book, has not been named yet.
By me.
And there's that rise ball that we just talked about. You have to show discipline on that one. When you've got 2 strikes, a rise ball pitcher loves to throw that ball up near the eyes because they know that it looks big. But this one, not a competitive pitch. It starts so high that it's easy actually to hold that barrel up, knowing that it's going to just continue to climb out of the zone.
Pulled the string to get her looking. What a at bat. Coming in to relieve Valerie Cagle in the 5th. starting off 7 of 8 batters with first pitch strikes. And she has really done a great job just giving up 1 hit. Anna Gold had a leadoff single back in the 6th inning. Duke, the regular season champs, trying to get their 2nd tournament championship as they won it in 2021. That was the year in which Florida State didn't get either the regular season or the tournament championship, which is really rare. Jennings behind 0-2. First time she's seen Thompson today. She had a couple of singles off of Cagle. Waited on it in the hole. She'll get on, as Alex Brown could not field it cleanly. And Jennings runs so fast.
I mean, Jennings is fire down the line. So quick, and she's been a slapper. As of late, though, she's recognized that she has been called out so many times with her slap game that she's turned into a swing-away player that has been able to go 3 for 3 on the day.
Well, the leadoff is on for Claire Davidson, who went 0 for 3 against Cagle. Davidson, a couple of hits yesterday. You mentioned she got the double that set up the game-winning home run by Vega right after her, and they had to go 10 innings to beat BC. Little tapper that advances the runner, and Davidson is called safe.
And Pam, as a defender, you get so frustrated because Millie Thompson throws in a really nice pitch into the zone, and Davidson didn't want to swing. Gets enough of the barrel to push it forward, but surprises everyone. And Davidson able to beat it out down the line. I mean, and because she taps it so far away from the plate, and it surprises Thompson.
Faced in relief today. Ball got away momentarily by Vieira.
And you have to be aware of who's on base. Jennings is the fastest player on this Duke squad, and she sits at 2nd base. So any ball that touches the grass, there will not be a stop sign coming around 3rd base.
Vega takes a strike. Torres on deck.
Marissa Young not at 3rd base. She's taken herself out of the 3rd base coach's box. You know, and softball coaches can get a little bit superstitious. Yesterday, Marissa Young took herself out of the 3rd base coach's box, you know, around the 10th inning, and they came away with a win. So maybe in this pressure-filled situation, she says, let's give it another shot.
Hoping for another walk-off. Got one off the bat of Vega yesterday. Handled by Cagle, 1 away, but runners now on 2nd and 3rd.
And that does the job of what a sacrifice bunt does. Moves 2 runners into scoring position, and recognizing that there is no need for a single run. You got to get 2 to win this one. So putting up a stick on the board will tie it up. But that run at 2nd base is ultimately the winner.
Kelly Torres has been on base twice today, reached on an error and also walked. Duke just 3 for 18 against BC, and now Clemson today with runners in scoring position. And one of them yesterday, though, was the Vega walk-off home run.
Well, the difference between Kelly Torres, the freshman, and Kelly Torres, the senior, is a much more calm approach at the plate. She's changed her stance to be more effective and quiet in the box.
Including the regular season 3-game sweep over Clemson, Torres now 6 for 12 from the plate, or at the plate. So hitting .500 against him, looking for her first hit today, but has gotten on base a couple times. A hit here would at least tie it up. 3-1 pitch.
When why does hosting matter when it comes to the end of the year? It's because the crowd can actually help give you a little extra momentum and put some pressure on the defense to perform, as they've got the crowd and the noise to compete with.
Partnering now 2-2, and Torres puts it into the gap. Clark grabs it. The tag from Jennings ties the game.
And Pam, that sac fly should have held the runner at second base, but Claire Davidson saw an opportunity to take an additional 60 feet. So this ball definitely deep enough as Clark goes back to make the catch. You know Jennings is going to score easily, but with the throw into third base, Longaleo is unable to keep the ball in front of her. As she chases the ball to get away, leaves third base wide open, and Davidson exploits that. And with 2 outs, Duke sits 60 feet away from being able to win it.
Most of the fans on their feet now as Amaya Burgess comes up with the winning run at third. Burgess has gone hitless so far in this ACC championship. Reached on an error and scored back in the 4th inning. Chance to win it.
I don't know if we'll see Marissa Young back at third base if they pull this one off, Pam.
Good cheerleader over there now in the dugout.
Pitches from now. This is the most important pitch for Millie Thompson.
2-1. Handled by Brown, who nips Burgess to end the inning. Yesterday, as they had to go to extra innings to beat Boston College. And that's a base hit by Abby Vieira. How about a leadoff double here at the top of the 8th?
Playing in the outfield is all about angles, and we've seen Amaya Burgess out there in left do such a good job of taking fantastic angles, but this one, a little too shallow, gets over her head, makes a great throw into second base, but Clemson starts off the inning with a runner in scoring position.
8th double of the year for the catcher. And here comes Julia Baumhart. He's one of the primary pinch runners on John Rittman's team this year.
He's running at second base for Clemson, number 68,
Vieira does her job, and now Ariel Oda, the left fielder, has flown out a couple of times. Last time, a spectacular catch by Burgess out in left field. She was fading into foul territory. See how Coach Rittman decides to play this. Left-handed batter. We've got the corners in, Gold and Tapia, respectively.
Well, knowing that that runner at second base is so important out there in center, you've got a big shade going on by Deanna Jennings with a lefty bat up. Look for Curd to go to the outside part of the plate. That's what is being telegraphed by the way the defense is playing.
Oda swinging away, playable for Gold in foul territory. Out number 1. And now to the top of the order, and Mackenzie Clark.
Fielder, number 7, Mackenzie Clark.
And this is the top of the lineup that has been so productive for Clemson. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4 that have come away with most all of the hits in this tournament. Mackenzie Clark has not had a hit today, but has been on twice. Down in the zone with a lot of change of velo.
So Cassidy Curd, the senior, gets the hug in the dugout. Faces Mackenzie Clark.
Man, that's a nasty changeup, and she starts Clark with it. You know she is so confident with that pitch. She will throw it in any count. So as a hitter, you have a decision to make. Are you going to attack velocity, or are you going to wait for that changeup and attack?
Baumhart, the pinch runner, over at second.
And Pam, she just went back-to-back with that changeup. She knows that Clark loves to attack velocity, so she's going to try to just trickle her way through the strike zone and get through this at bat.
One pitch.
Ooh, that drop ball's tough. That is a tough drop ball, especially on a drag bunt. She pulls back, but that one lights up the bottom of the zone. Big strike.
Clark down 1 and 2.
You knew that the changeup was coming. As a hitter, I was always ready for that changeup, knowing that she started me with it, so it sits in the back of my mind that she's going to try to change speed with me. Clark loves to hit velocity, so now with 2 strikes, she has to make sure that she protects, has to be ready for velocity to get the toe touch down in time, but also keep the barrel in the zone long enough on that change of speed.
Another 1-2 on the way. Lily Walker pitched in all 3 games during their regular season matchup. Started 1, got a victory.
And Pam, I need competitive strikes. When you've got 2 strikes on a batter like Mackenzie Clark, you can't be this far out of the zone. You want to, eat her up on the inside part of the plate, force a foul ball. You want to make sure that it's competitive at the top of the zone to get the swing and miss, but both of those pitches have been so far out of the zone, she's not going to get a swing on that.
Full count now. Popped her up. Gold with room.
Your job as a hitter in that situation is to not overswing. It is so hard, though, with the ball up in the zone. You want to just blast it and get the runs across. You don't expect to see Lily Walker at the top of the zone.
Alex Brown. 0 for 3 today, but had 3 hits yesterday in the quarterfinal win over Virginia.
That's a nice spot. We have not seen that one called consistently a strike, so Alex Leap staying consistent on that part of the zone. A good take by Alex Brown, but Lily Walker wanted to buy a strike on that one.
Good frame, too, by Torres, but they didn't get the call.
Oh, man, it's just nasty.
Just plain nasty.
Filthy. I mean, how many more words do we need to come up with it? That changeup is a difference maker. Oh my word. How would you like me to dish up this filthy change? I love the spin on it too. Because it is spinning so tight, it fools the eye, makes you think that it's coming in a whole lot faster. Lily Walker's got that changeup down.
Now the 1-2 to Brown.
3 in a row!
Are you kidding me?
Look, one in tighter counts with more confidence.
Anna Gold leading things off for Duke in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 8th, Clemson got a leadoff double and then couldn't get it home, get the run home. Gold singled in her last at bat. That was off of Millie Thompson, who relieved starter Valerie Cagle in the 5th inning. Cagle staying in the game and has been at first base.
Win.
And she only threw 87 pitches.
Yeah, very effective, or sorry, very efficient in the circle yesterday. Yeah, effective and efficient. Both good E's. You don't want E's on defense here now, though.
That's a clean base hit. Gold starts things off with a single. Got a leadoff single back in the 6th as well.
Well, that's what Grandpa Bill came to watch, right? Anna Gold stepping in, starting off the inning with their backs against the wall. They need this win to be able to advance to the finals tomorrow. A little fired up over there at first base.
Florida State, Georgia Tech in the wings, waiting for our 2nd semifinal game. Now Giselle Tapia looking for her first hit. Had a hit yesterday against BC. Looking to come through here.
But knowing that Tapia is trying to use short game, the corners are pulled completely in. They're sitting about 30 feet away from home plate, trying to take away the tap and go.
Charging, Cagle is able to throw out Tapia, but Giselle does her job.
And because of where the defenders were sitting, that's an easy play for Cagle. It takes away the pressure of having to charge hard to get this one. They are right on top of it. An easy first to 3-4 out at first base. Second baseman coming over to cover, and the defense is in again.
Rolled it second for Jada Baker.
And the defense still in on the corners. Not sure why. Jada Baker has some pop in her bat. I would expect them to be playing this one straight, but they're taking away short game on the corners.
Not charging like they were for the expected bunt and then the eventual bunt by Tapia.
Well, the only time you charge as a corner defender is when you see the barrel coming forward as if you're going to stop its momentum through the zone. Right now, Tapia is not advancing in her swing like that.
Baker takes a strike at an RBI double back in the 4th inning. That's a foul ball, hit off of her foot. Neither team lighting it up with runners in scoring position. Clemson 0 for 4.
On Duke with just so many more opportunities today.
Clemson relying on the long ball with a couple of home runs. Second out, but Gold gets down to 3rd.
On a good play by Moore, who's had some hiccups here defensively today.
A couple of errors for her. Now up to Freelick. Came up in this exact same situation with Gold on 3rd and 2 away back in the 6th inning, and she popped up to short right field to end the inning. Francesca did get an RBI pinch hit single back in the 4th inning. Stayed in the game as the DP. Anna Gold staring down 60 feet away.
And when you look at the way Freelick attacks the zone, the curveball much more of a struggle for her to hit. She sits right around a 100 batting average on a ball away. Ball inside, she hits about 400.
Chance for more. Throws over, Cagle grabs it, and with more. 2-run home run back in the first inning. Off of departed starter Cassidy Curd, now facing Lily Walker. Baker gets her. And that brings up Valerie Cagle, who has a double today. Was the starting pitcher and has been over at first base for the last several innings. Pitched the first 4 innings.
No, she did not. There's no way that. I love the way that the crowd plays into it, tries to get the swing or the check swing call. Woo, closer than I thought. And Clemson had a missed opportunity back in the 4th when Valerie Cagle led off the inning with the double.
Now to Cagle from Walker, who came in the last inning, did a great job, got with a runner on second, got Clark to pop up and then threw some ridiculous changeups to strike out Alex Brown.
And this is a Clemson team that knows how to play under pressure. They were sent to Oklahoma last year for Super Regionals, trying to come away with a win against the powerhouse that would go on to eventually win the national championship. It was that 16 seed that proved to be just such a tough draw, knowing that they'd match up against the #1 team in the nation.
Full count on the way to Cagle with Lindsey Garcia on deck. Garcia hit a home run in the top of the 7th to give Clemson a brief lead, her last time up. Cagle just protecting.
And she swings at that outside pitch because earlier in this at-bat, she got a called strike on that outside corner. So she doesn't want to go down with the home plate umpire calling that one a strike. So she protects the zone and keeps the at-bat alive.
Another chance for Baker, who has a couple of assists so far in this 9th inning.
The right fielder, number 5, Lindsey Garcia.
Defense wins ball games, and right now Duke sits error-free in this game. Clemson with the 2 errors is what has allowed the Blue Devils to come back in, tie things up, and keep us or push us to extras. A changeup, just not as nasty.
Garcia took it. That solo home run gave them the 3-2 lead in the 7th, but Duke able to tie it up on Torres' RBI sac fly in the bottom of the 7th. Jesse Harper over there in the first base coaching box when the appeal came down simultaneously, right, with the first base umpire. She was like, no swing. Jesse was right.
She's a Wildcat, she knows.
She was such a great player at Arizona. They've had a few.
A couple through the years. She's one of the best.
Walker falls behind 3-0 to Garcia. Taking all the way, and Lindsey's got to have to come back and pick up the bat and start all over.
Yeah, that is a huge strike. I'm sorry, but there's no need to start your trot. That one was a no doubt about it strike down Main Street. It had a change of speed, which was going to be hard to hit, but that was a definite strike. Change of speed again, right back to it. They are attacking these hitters with off speed, change ups, and as a power hitter, it makes you so frustrated. You spin out of your shoes at times.
Marissa Young calls pitches for Duke and done a great job. There she is. Walker keeping them off balance. That goes out of play.
And another situation where she goes back to back to back changeups, 3 in a row. As a hitter, it gets in your head like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm ready for velocity. Lily Walker throw mid-60s or low 60s. So you've got to be ready for velo, but also keep the barrel back in case that string gets pulled.
Did it again. But we are now going to the bottom of the 9th. Brianna Jennings leading things off, had an infield single to start things in the 7th when Duke stranded yet another runner. Jennings had such a tremendous freshman year last year. And then got derailed when she broke her arm, getting hit by a pitch in the Super Regional here against Stanford. And it's taken her a while to get back to what we remember last year.
Yeah, she wore a pitch early in that Super Regional and had to go through an entire offseason to get herself back to where she needs to be. She's been exposed with her feet out of the box as a slapper. So what we've seen at the end of this season is that she just stands in there and swings away. But you have to still watch that right foot. At times it will step across that line as she swings away too.
Hit .462 last year, and head coach Marissa Young told us earlier in the season that it took longer than expected for her to come back, had some setbacks with that arm. Such a dynamic freshman, one of the best in the country last year. Trying to get things started. Doing all she can so far in this one, going 3 for 3. 2 of them infield signals. Claire Davidson on deck, the unanimous choice for ACC Player of the Year. So this sets up nicely for who Duke wants to come up in this situation.
Well, Jennings is such an important part because of the wheels that she possesses. She has to get herself on, though, to be able to help out her team. She does not swing a stick that makes defenses shake in their boots by any means. But when she gets on, it changes the way a defense has to play because of the speed that she puts on.
2-2. No swing as the appeal goes down to 3rd.
And she moves her body through this one. She definitely breaks the plane of the plate with that, but because of all the body movement, I think that created a situation for Tatum Stolting down the line to say no swing.
Taking strike 3 to start off the 9th.
Yeah, you don't want to get Reagan Spencer mad in the circle, and she was a little bit fired up after that last call of no swing, and she puts a little more velo on that one. The velocity picked up, tight spin, bottom of the zone, beautiful strike. Alex Lee brings her up.
Spencer, second team all-conference this year, responding with more innings, more work put on her plate, and having a very good year. Only had 18 appearances all of last season, and here's Davidson.
And Davidson loves the drop ball. Her batting average against that pitch down in the zone up over 400.
Batting average up 100 points from where it was last season.
But if you look at her slugging percentage, she's first in the ACC with a slug of .991, and she's 3rd in the NCAA.
She'll get a chance to look at a 3-1 pitch with Vega on deck. Hit in the 3-4 hole. Davidson's second straight hit, and here comes Vega, who won yesterday's quarterfinal game with a home run in the 10th inning.
Yeah, Vega was the hero.
Vega 0 for 4 in this game this afternoon. And there you see it. Hit it off Abby Dunning, who threw every pitch for BC.
Yeah, she has thrown more screwballs than anyone in the entire country. That screwball has nasty spin on it, tails away from a left-handed batter into the hands of a right-handed batter.
2-0. Vega sends it towards the wall. It's brought back in by Mackenzie Clark. Pie in the sky. Robbed the homer.
Against Duke, when we were at Clemson, she actually tipped a ball over the wall. It was in her glove and then trickled out of the park. This one, I thought Vega was another walk-off hero, but Mackenzie Clark says, no, I'm bringing it back. Holy cow, what a catch. This is what championship play is all about.
So an incredibly loud out, and then Torres pops out to end the 9th, but Mackenzie
Is it back? Pushes us to the 10th. Camera guys, gotta love it. Hey, we have fun too doing these games, right?
Yeah, and these camera operators, all these crews, a lot of them have been working every single game, and Noller up, and that's a lot of work, especially yesterday when they had 4 games.
Yeah, DeBow, our camera operator, making sure that
Nice job.
he got in on the energy drink craze too.
If it wasn't for that catch, this game would be over.
It's true.
Noller taking on Lily Walker as we go to the 10th inning. Pam Moore, Jenny Dalton-Hill joining you, our all-ACC crew. Hanging by, and Jenny, I see a golden retriever now past the left field fence, so it's a great day.
Which means Pam's ready to go.
Officially a great day. Oh, that changeup.
I mean, it comes down to making a decision before you get to the plate. Do you want to sit change and hit it? You know you're going to see it and you're at bat. And what I'm seeing in her changeups, they're varying in speed. Some are slower, so she's able to throw off speed and changeup, which disrupts your timing even more.
Just able to nub it to Vega for the first out of the 10th inning.
The third baseman, number 16, Almia Lovaleo.
So Nina Vega just made that play over at second. She was the one who was robbed of the home run in the bottom of the 9th. Here's Logaleo. She was a victim of a changeup, but not by Walker. Struck out by Curd before she exited. Right through the wickets of Anna Gold.
Defensively, you have to always be ready, because with a changeup pitcher, you have to know if it's going to be velocity or change. If it's a changeup, the left side of the field has to be ready with a right-handed batter up, because it can go anywhere. Their timing will be off, and they can pull it into a crazy bounce under the glove of Anna Gold.
And that has been ruled, you want to guess?
Has to be a hit.
It is.
All right.
Single.
There's sometimes I will argue with what is called, but that one pretty legit.
We go with that. Here's Abby Vieira. Had a double her last time up. And we've talked about this. Vieira has a very interesting stance.
Yeah, she stands very tall with her hands down near her waist, and then tries to create that separation between hands and stride to put her into her hitting to her hitting slot. There you go, Pam. Big smiles in the booth.
Matt Wilson, our director, getting the best shot of the day. Happy golden retriever.
I'm going to vote that it was the catch by Vieira, or the catch out in center by Mackenzie Clark.
Wow.
But I mean, dogs are good too, I guess.
Yes. Wow, Vieira goes down. See, third changeup.
Well, as a viewer at home, I would like to draw your eye to the speed gun that we put right below the score in the top left of your just up underneath that bug, under the ACC logo. They're going to flash this speed. And when you see the way that Lily Walker is throwing these pitches, she sits between 50 and 62, roughly. She's throwing her changeup at multiple speeds. She's coming in with a little bit more velocity, but not a lot. And it's a lot less than what you saw Millie Thompson throw. So it's a huge adjustment as a hitter.
3 strikeouts. All with the change. As Oda shows bunt. 2 outs here in the top of the 10th inning. Florida State, Georgia Tech coming up next. Gets the winner tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 Eastern on ESPN2 in the title game.
And she's missing opportunities to hit those pitches that have more velocity. Sitting with 2 strikes, you are going to be exploited with the changeup and speed. So Oda will choke up and try to shorten up her pre-motion and try to take the barrel right to the ball without a big load.
Oda down 1-2. Another chance for Vega. And we go to the bottom of the 10th. Longaleo stranded over there at first. Maya Burgess leading things off. 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for the regular season champs. Swept Clemson on the road during the regular season in a series in which Valerie Cagle was not playing because she was in concussion protocol. And we're coming up on some history here. Duke is the first #1 seed to play in an extra inning game in the championships, and now they've done it back-to-back days.
Yeah, why go small? Go ahead and just go big, right?
Jayla Wright threw every pitch yesterday in the 2-0 win over BC. They won in the 10th, and here we are in the 10th here. Reagan Spencer, the 3rd Clemson pitcher we've seen this afternoon.
Oh, Pam, that's a nice spot. You can see Spencer a little frustrated in the circle. You want to fill the zone under the hands of a hitter, and that one looked really good.
Spencer pitched yesterday, a complete game win against Virginia in the quarters. And that's a leadoff walk for Burgess.
That's a big leadoff walk for Burgess. Showing discipline on those pitches, allowing the ball to travel, not getting out ahead of herself. At this point in the game, sometimes hitters will start to press, knowing that one run will score the game. But that's a very balanced approach at the plate, puts herself on.
Now Anna Gold sends that to short left, and it plunks right in front of Oda. First 2 on for Duke in the 10th. And it's straight singles, pardon me, for Gold.
Yeah, sorry, Pam. When it comes to that hit right there, as a defender, you're so frustrated because they get jammed up at the plate, which is exactly what the pitcher was trying to do, but can't put enough on it to get it out there to left. And it feels terrible as a hitter, but you're so excited when you're standing on first.
Tapia had a sack bunt her last time up. Duke has left 9 on base this afternoon.
And with that foul tip, Vieira back there behind the plate was standing up, left her legs exposed, and she wore that one. Whew, that one hurts. Home plate umpire Alex Leap standing out in front, showing some respect, letting her walk it off. But it went right on the inside of those legs. Difficult spot to wear it.
And Tapia down 0-1 with 2 on. And just like before, Cagle and Logalea coming in from the corners.
And defensively, they're going to squeeze home plate again, knowing that the short game is back on the table.
Popped up. Oh, there almost was able to grab it out of the air.
Well, but I like the way that the defense was like, hurry up, get up, because they thought maybe she touched it in fair territory and the play would still be alive. But look at the heads-up play, almost able to come away with the catch. Oh, so close.
So with 2 strikes, short game off the table, and Tapia pops it up to Brown.
And it was actually an infield fly with first and second base occupied, less than 2 outs. That was called immediately by home plate umpire Alex Leap, because I was frustrated that Tapia didn't start running towards first base, but with that call of the home plate umpire, there was no need for her to go anywhere.
Automatically out. Baker had an RBI double earlier in the game, just got under that one. Oda Camps, 2 away. Francesca Freelick up again in another situation. Freilick pops it up. It drops in! And coming all the way around, she is out! Burgess trying to score from second, but called out. And she is shaken up.
Field is out. The play is under further review.
And they will look at it on video review.
That is obviously not a catch. The play under review is this play at the plate. Ooh, that is close, Pam. Oh, I think she gets the hand in.
That is a very good angle.
Well, the difficult part about this is that she's coming around and going in. The cage of the mask actually goes up into her face. So the trainer did come out, and she's being looked at by the trainer at the moment. Oh, that might be our best look yet. Hand
like
getting
got the
in.
Hand in right before, because Vieira really had to reach to get the tag. And if they overturn this, Duke wins the game.
I think the hand gets in. I think that is your money shot right there, showing space between the glove and the body and the hand touching the plate.
Craig Hyde, Craig Hyde, our replay umpire, taking a look at this along with all of us.
And while that's a fun view, her hair is actually getting in the way of seeing the view clearly. That's a good look, but you can't tell when the tag's applied. I think our best look is that look from first base. I think that's the best look that you get of this one. This one right here. Hand on the plate before the glove touches the player.
Huge, huge.
The call on the field has changed. That ends the game.
Well, Maya Burgess with incredible hustle, scoring all the way from second, just getting her hand in under the tag attempt by Abby Vieira. It took a while, but they got the call correct.
tighter counts with more confidence.
Anna Gold leading things off for Duke in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 8th, Clemson got a leadoff double and then couldn't get it home, get the run home. Gold singled in her last at bat. That was off of Millie Thompson, who relieved starter Valerie Cagle in the 5th inning. Cagle staying in the game and has been at first base.